Hey guys, I don't want to be an alarmist or to scare anyone, so I think when I say something like this, I should say this is not financial advice. These are just my opinions. But in my opinion, short everything. And I do mean everything except for two things. And I think if you have common sense, you know what those are. So let's just get right into it. I'm currently in my short. I have some trigger orders below. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and add $1,000 to this short because why the hell not? All right, so now I am $3,000 margin, and I got a trigger for 1,000 here, a trigger for 2,000 here. I'll probably lower my stop loss just in case. But let's see. So the Dow. Now we're coming up on this ring. This ring right here, you can see it 51,000. Okay, it's just a ring. Who gives a shit, right? Well, we can see what happened when we bounced from this ring. Sorry guys, let me turn the volume off on my phone. It's gonna go crazy on me. All right, much better. Okay, so as I said, this ring right here, if you will notice, we got a bounce, right? This ring got a bounce, and I actually called this in previous videos. Notice got a bounce on this ring. Notice this ring, we got a rejection. Notice the big red arrow right here, right? We got a rejection. We got above it a bit and had a massive drop. If we come back here, look what happened. You can see this blue ring right here. We hit it and got a massive rejection. We dropped a total of, what, 22%? And if we move this, that's the same ring right here. We got a little drop right here. So all I'm saying is, if you believe in these fib circles, and you can see how well, again, this is a fractal I think we're potentially following. And look how much we pushed up right before the weekend, 51,000. So if we bounce, and I called the bounce for the Dow on this blue ring. So you get above it, hold support, up we go. We come down, we hit it, hold support, up we go. Well, we're at that next blue ring. And again, we're coming up for the weekend. Now, when I say short everything, I'm just going to show you all these charts that look like I topped out. This is the NASDAQ, by the way. So it says this is NASDAQ Inc. US dollar. I don't think it's actual NASDAQ, but you can see right here, we're coming up on a major resistance level right here. And we're at a ring where we're getting rejected. You can see before. We got a massive rejection at this point. Could we blast past it? Maybe, but previously we didn't. We got a rejection, and we're at a key resistance, which means more than likely this is going to drop. Just another example. And by the way, guys, I am in my short. I'm currently up. If you do want to trade on BitUnix, I'll put a link to my sign up link now if you want to sign up. Great platform. Again, if you want to support me, use that link to sign up. All these links are pinned in the first comment description. So let's go on. Let's see. So we covered the Dow. We covered the NASDAQ. Let's look at the S&P. We're coming up on a massive resistance level. This is actually a ring in this fib circle. Let me see which one this is. All right, we got to go down right there. Okay, so this is the next ring. So that would take us potentially, if we got above this, if I move this fib channel right here, see how all this matches? And you can see all these white lines represent each one of these fib channels. Okay, we're coming up on this next fib channel line right here, right? And we have this ring, right? The price has been respecting. You can see every time we hit this ring, price gets a rejection, or we push above it. Notice it's perfect support here. We got a rejection here. It became resistance. And if you go further back, you can see it was major resistance here, major support down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me bring it up. You can see it was major resistance here, get a rejection here. So we are respecting that ring, and we're coming up on a major resistance level. So yes, the S&P could push up a little bit more. Again, this is right before the weekend, right? And remember that 72-hour deadline? We don't know what's going on with the Iran war. Again, I'm just showing you a lot of charts. The S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, all show we're getting to a topping point. Even Tesla, look at Tesla with these rings. This chart was created a long time ago. Same fib circle here. Notice what happened. We hit this ring, and we had a massive drop. We dropped a total of 55%. Tesla pushed all the way up. We got a rejection at this ring, and now we're pushing up to test it again, potentially at what, 440. So I'm just saying, Tesla looks topped, the Dow looks topped, S&P. Bitcoin, I told you, I said, pay attention to this fractal. So tomorrow or the next day, if I'm correct, we're going to be following this fractal down at least to potentially 72,250 until we kind of chop sideways. And then we have that next massive drop that's going to come about, well, it's a little bit down the road. And we could drop sooner. I don't know. I'm just showing you everything looks damn toppy to me. The two things I think you should long, the dollar and oil. So you can see oil. Okay, this is on the monthly, by the way. This is the monthly chart. But notice what happens every time we push above one of these green rings. Pump. Push above. We found support on it. We got a pump. We pushed above it. We pushed up. Notice what happened. We got a rejection here. As soon as we pushed above it, we shot up, right? We pushed above this ring. We shot up. Notice we came down and held perfect support, right? Here. This is when COVID happened. This basically went to the negative. Notice we pushed back up, held support. Look at that, held support. So if every time we break past one of these green rings, we get a pump, past pump, right? So if we just got to bounce here, so if we break this ring, we could get a massive pump, right? So again, be long on oil. Another chart showing, look, we broke up from this pattern right here all the way from what we were down around what, $65. Oil was kind of sideways for a while, moving down, and now we're above two key fib lines, right? This one here, this one right here, and that's right at 86 bucks. If we came down to that point, it'd be a point to long. But if we continue up, our next major resistance levels are all the way the hell up here. You've got this fib line here, right? You've got this trend line, this yellow trend line. That puts you, depending on when you hit it, 130, potentially further out, 169. So it looks like oil is going to continue up. A lot of support below us. The DXY, take note this yellow fib circle right here. Every time we push above it, we get a major pump, as you can see. Let me get my brush tool here. So we pushed above it, got a pump. Pushed above it, got a pump. Pushed above it, got a pump. We got a rejection here. Came down, held support, support, support. Pushed above it, got another massive pump. But look what happens. We got rejected at this yellow ring, right? Drop, right? Got above it briefly, right? And we dropped. Now we're above it. But notice every time we push above one of these yellow rings, we get a massive pump. Hence that big white arrow. Again, I'm just showing you. Every time we break above, we get a massive pump, and this holds as support. Pushed above it, shot straight up. So we're respecting this fib circle, and we just broke above it. So that means the DXY could see a lot of upside. We're talking 107, potentially 118. So again, DXY, remember I talked about this yellow line? If I zoom out, this might look weird. I shouldn't be doing this, but let's see. Let me zoom out. So yeah, I don't have the actual falling wedge, which I could probably do that with something like this and something like this, right? So it was a falling wedge going all the way back to what, 1978, and this right here was a trend line price respecting. Let me put it back on the daily here and zoom in, and that's why I said every time we hit that yellow line, this is point to go long on the dollar, long on the dollar. We did drop below it a bit, but notice we pushed back up, held support, and you can see now we are above this resistance going back for quite a while. 102, 100 here, 99 here. Well, we pushed above that point, so now our support is 98.248. And you can see it looks like we're going to be pushing up to test some much higher levels. Notice 107, that matches right here, 107 for our next major resistance level for the DXY. So I'd be long on the US dollar, I would be long on oil, but it looks like, according to this chart, we'll see if it's correct. If we get above 51,000, well, then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the bull run's gonna start and this is a melt up. Maybe 54,000 is the top. But to me, just seeing what's going on, getting this close right before the weekend, everything's looking very, very toppy. NASDAQ, key resistance level. Not just the line here in the ring, but you got this key fib line here, this resistance. Again, you've got that list of NASDAQ, the S&P, Tesla at this ring. We got this fractal that we're following along. It seems like it's following along perfectly. It's potentially sending us down to 72,000, where we could drop a little bit and we'll get a push up before we start dropping more. Oil looks like it's going to be pretty damn bullish. And remember, we could push up at any time, and we could just push up, within a couple weeks, make contact and break past it. We don't have to wait months and months before we hit it. If price pushes up, we'll cross this sooner. But it does look like, oil's looking bullish. The dollar's looking bullish. I mean, we were at 90. We were at what? We were at 100 briefly. And we're at what, 99.24. So just telling you, the dollar looks bullish. Oil looks bullish. As far as Bitcoin, guys, well, you can see this kind of looks like we were in a, if you want to look at this as a channel, you could say resistance, support, resistance, 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 support. We test this resistance. Well, that's bearish. You could say this was a, I wouldn't want to call it a rising wedge, but if you do kind of connect the way I had this set up, we only have these points of contact here as support. And we have one contact of resistance here, 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 multiple contact of resistance for a resistance level. However, for support, we only have this area here and this area here, but we did come up and test it as resistance. So it could be a funky rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, or you could look at it as we were in some kind of channel. Either way, we broke down from it, tested as resistance, and we are dropping. So again, I'm not saying we're headed to 72,000 right now, but it kind of makes sense. And following by this, this Bitcoin crash cycles chart, following this fractal, that actually is the confluence, 72,200 and again, 72,500. Now, if you just want to do some swing trading, well, I can tell you this. If you're looking for a point to scalp along, maybe scalp along 75,800. Maybe 75,400. You want to scalp along there short, but keep in mind we got a lot of resistance above and we're dropping. That's why I have my trigger short. See, I'm up $1,200. We dropped down to 76,350. My next $1,000 margin short will trigger. We drop down to 75,500. My next trigger for 2,000 margin will be added. So I'll be what 6,000 margin. So again, I'm in a short. I'm ready to ride this down, at least for Bitcoin. I might do a long around 72,000. We'll see how this goes. But guys, just want to let you know, it looks like we're pretty much tops across the board except for oil and for the DXY. Again, if you want to sign up for BitUnix, guys, I'll put a link up again if you want to sign up. It does help support me. They're a great exchange. Check them out. You can see we're dropping. And guys, where is the chart for Bitcoin? So if it's either today or tomorrow, I think we're going to follow down this fractal. And we might push up a little bit and then come down, but I think we're headed to 72,000 in the next 3 or 4 days. So play it how you want, but everything looks toppy to me. And everything pushing up right before the weekend, something big's probably coming, guys. And again, I take these rings serious. If we come up to a ring and stop, that means something's about to happen. Guys, if you do want to get access to the charts and Discord, the website's opticcrypto.com. Links pinned in the first comment description. If you do sign up, be sure you click the contact page to email me so I can send you a Discord invite link. I am going to be working on those charts I mentioned in the previous video in case we have a melt up. And I will be doing some 15-minute charts that I want to do live streams and have those play out maybe through the night. That's what I've been planning on doing. And maybe during some of those live streams, I can actually show you how I create those charts. But guys, that's it. Not to scare anyone, but I think everything's pretty much toppy and about to crash. Have a good weekend, and stay safe, stay smart. I'm out.